topic natin napakaganda, education, isang topic na I think nagkakaisa tayong lahat. But like many things, yung approach. So may I just put on record my personal approach. The first book I believe in is of course the Bible. And the Bible tells us that each and every one of us is made in the image and nature of God. Ibig sabihin ko, anong DNA ng Panginoon? Yun din ang DNA natin. Therefore, learning, continuous learning, improvement of oneself is one of the most important aspects of being human, being God's children. The Bible is a book of power and principle. Ang principle, kung anong ating itatanim, yun ang ating aanihin. So hindi natin pwedeng sabihin, kukunti ang ating itatanim sa edukasyon, tapos malaki aanihin natin. Di natin pwedeng sabihin mangga itatanim natin, santo lang ating ang magiging bunga. In that area, Mr. President, of course I recognize the Senate presidency of Senator Soto, of Senator Win Gatchalian, of this whole chamber in may I call it the best education budget since the 1987 Constitution. But of course, we have to be able to judge something based on potential. Potentially, the whole 500 billion na tinanggal sa DPWH ay pwedeng nilagay sa education. But of course, that's not the call of just this chamber nor Senator Gatchalian. Diba? It's the call of House, Senate, the persuasive power of media, of Malacanang. So we're not pointing fingers, but we're also part of the decisions we make, diba? The decisions we made the last 30 years. Every decision we make, may mabuti, may masama. So when President Cory decided na libre na ang high school, it was a beautiful decision. It was a wonderful decision. But we couldn't afford it at the time. Pero sabi niya, since maganda, gawin natin. So doon nagsimula yung mass promotion. So marami nga doon na grade 6, hindi pa marunong magbasa, pinasa sa first year, so forth. Diba? Finally, nung panahon ni President Pinoy, humabol tayo. Hindi exactly, but almost sapat na yung mga classroom. And he made another beautiful decision, which is, dagdagan ng K muna. Wala daw K yung education natin. K as in kindergarten. No? Ang problema, being married to a mayor, we didn't have the classrooms. So, yung classrooms ng grade 1, 2, and then nag-rush ng classrooms. So, doon pa lang nakita na natin may problema. K pa lang dinagdag natin, hindi pa yung 2, problematic na. But the persuasive powers of Senator Ed Angara, of Brother Armin, of course, the President Pinoy oozing with sincerity na maayos ito, persuaded us that they will put the money and make it available. Senator Recto, who is now ES, told us that's 250 billion from the pocket of students and parents and 250 billion from the pockets of government every year. Until the pandemic, medyo na-survive natin yan. In fact, when Senator Coco and Senator Soto was also, Senator Coco was, and of course Senator Soto was Senate President noon, may discussion di ba, kung i-abolish yung K-12. But our secretary noon was against it na persuade si President Duterte na wag. And in fact, na-persuade pa nga siya na free na rin yung college. At least, scholarship sa mga state universities. So, in terms of intention, Mr. President, I do not doubt the intention of all of these authors of EDCOM, Senator Lawrence sa Higher Ed and Technical Ed, Senator Bam sa Basic Ed, Secretary Sani, President Marcos, lahat yan maganda intention. But I'll go to the second book, the Constitution. We complied substantially with the Constitution na highest ang education. In DepEd alone, pag dinagdag mo pa yung higher ed, yung local governments, yung paggasto sa malaki talaga. But Mr. President, I rise today to put this on record. Maganda yan 10-year plan, I support it. maganda po ang findings ng EDCOM 2, yung first, second, and third publication. But the big elephant in the room, until we decide to either fully fund it, and it will take hundreds of billions, or, so either yakapin natin yung K-12 ng buong buo at ilagay natin yung additional few hundred billions plus the effort needed, or we make K-11 or K-10 muna. Habang we are halfway, half-hearted, I think, I don't want to use, Mr. President, I don't want to use half-hearted kasi tumutodo naman tayo eh. But ang punto ko po, kung hanggang 100 kilometers ang takbo ng kotse at kaya natin mag 100 kilometers, no one can say na half-hearted tayo. Pero kung hanggang 200 kilometers ang takbo ng kotse at sabihin natin, boss, hanggang 120 lang kaya natin, yung 80 hindi. Yung potential na 80, half-hearted. So we're not half-hearted not because we're not putting everything we can, but because the system that the world has imposed upon us. When we passed this, it was because of pressure na sa Europe, sa US, and most other countries have K-12, pero nagbabago na po talaga. Ang Vietnam na unahan na tayo. Even then, there were 2 or 3 countries who had better systems than the rest of the world, pero K-10 sila. So, Mr. President, may I just put that at the doorstep or at the feet of our honorable senators and decision makers. Yes, let's do everything we can. Better budget for 2027, full implementation 2026, 10-year plan. But sooner or later, hindi natin pwedeng hindi pag-usapan. K-11 ba muna tayo? K-12 muna? K-12, K-11, K-10? Or fully funding it? Yung 10-year plan na yan is based on present situations, present economic situation, world standards, value ng ating peso, dollar, simento, time, effort, and even the attention span of children. Remember nung lumabas tong problema na to ng reading 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic. Hindi ito totoong R, pero yun ang tawag ng bata tayo, SP, di ba? Reading, writing, arithmetic. Wala ka pang social media. So ang sabi lang nila alam nyo, pare, may konting pastor, konting influence. Parents, malaki influence. Barkada, mas malaking influence. At TV ang may influence. Mr. President, the reality is most in highly urbanized cities, half day ang pasok. Half day ang pasok. Ang biggest influence ngayon po ay yung screen ng kanyang cellphone. And unfortunately, most of the time, it is not educational. So, Mr. President, until we have classes that are 7 to 3 or 8 to 4, and until our schools have basketball courts, volleyball courts, chess tournaments, debate club, ballet, martial arts, i-accelerate natin paggawa ng classroom. Walang lupa So every classroom na itatayo mo, meron mawawala na track and field or na covered court, or magigiba ka ng 4-story to make a 10-story, pero in the meantime, lalong lumala kasi yung 4-story. Maraming cities, wala ng lupa na mabili or it takes so long para magkaroon ng bagong classroom. So, kung tatanungin tayo ngayon, effort, AAA po tayo. Outstanding po tayo. Lahat ng effort nilalagay natin. Pero let me end this way. Akala ko biro to, pero ginugel ko, totoo talaga. There was this Olympian na ang sinabi sa kanya, hindi niya kailangan ng bullseye. Malapit lang sa bullseye, gold medal na siya. Archery. So nag-target siya, tinignan niya, pause for a minute, binitawan niya, bullseye. Sandali, nagpalakpakan ng tao, biglang tumahimik lahat. Nagtaka siya bakit tumahimik. Tinignan niya, bullseye. Bullseye pala nung katabi niya. Ang tinamaan pala niya, hindi niya bullseye. Doon pala sa target nung katabi niya. Baka naman po yung tinatarget natin K-12 ay target ng Estados Unidos, target ng Europe, target ng ibang ng Japan. Pero sa Pilipinas po, kailangan natin linawin ang ating target. Thank you, Mr. Majority Leader, Mr. Senate President, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Senator Cayetano. Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. With that,
No other member wishes to sponsor the measure. I move to close.